Well, good day. Very interestingly so, basically what came out there when they called the two owners of that particular restaurant was basically to confirm whether Oscar Pistorius had compensated them after the gunshot that went off on the day when they had lunch, Oscar Pistorius, having lunch with his friends. This was early last year in January, and basically what Barry Rue from Oscar's defense team told the court is that he has receipts that shows that Oscar Pistorius had compensated after he had apologized for the gunshot that went off on that particular day. The two witnesses were called, and one of the owners basically said that he cannot remember receiving compensation for what had happened on that day. It was a very brief testimony, basically, and the court adjourned, and we're expecting to continue tomorrow. Court will be starting around the same time at 9:30, and we're expecting witness number 3, as you have mentioned earlier, and that is Charles Johnson, to continue with his testimony. Now, earlier today, he was testifying, but his testimony had to be cut short. This is after the state, basically, not only the state, but also the defense decided that they want the notes from the testimony that he and his wife, the first witness, that's Michelle Berger, the notes that they made, and the computer on which their testimonies was compiled. And this is after Barry Rue from the defense questioned the similarities in Michelle and Charles' statements. And the reason why he wants to do this, he earlier told the court that it is very important for a free and fair trial for witnesses to act independently in their testimonies and not plot together as to what should be said in court, because that ultimately will mean that their testimonies is not credible enough to be taken seriously. So tomorrow we're expecting Charles Johnson to continue with his testimony. We've already heard him collaborating what his wife Michelle Berger has told the court, that on Valentine's Day last year, that early morning when Riva Steenkamp was shot dead, he also heard the screams followed by the 4 shots. And of course, we have seen the defense trying very hard to question the credibility of how many shots exactly they heard and the screams they heard. So tomorrow we're expecting more of those details to come out here from the North Gauteng High Court, where Oscar Pistorius' murder trial will be continuing.
Patricia, well, it does look like the weather has cleared in Pretoria and a fair degree of media activity going on behind you. How much of a media scrum was there today, Patricia? Are we seeing the media easing up a little into day 3, and are they actually adhering to the general ethical guidelines in this trial?
Well, the media interest in this court case remains very, very high. I don't think it's going to subside anytime soon. It actually seems like it's increasing a little bit, despite the weather not being on our side here in the capital city, despite the rain. Throughout the day, even today, it was raining. It has stopped now, but it's still cloudy, and public interest remains very high as well. And we saw earlier when Oscar Pistorius left after the court had adjourned, the media scrum at the gate as photographers and camera people waiting for him, trying to get that perfect picture, that perfect shot of him leaving the courtroom, obviously going home. So the media interest remains very high, so does the public interest. We see many members of the public gathering around the entrance and the exit every time when Oscar Pistorius is about to either enter court or exit. So it's everybody's eyes are glued to this particular court case.
Thank you, Patricia. The SABC's Patricia Visagie tracking the Oscar Pistorius murder trial farce underway in Pretoria. Court proceedings adjourned until 9:30 tomorrow morning.